Well, first, to our viewers, I want to thank you all for joining us for what I think is a very good dose of inspiration. So I'll introduce my friends that are with me. We have Maddie to my left, and then below we have her teacher, Mrs. Amy Marie. And we do have Maddie's mom off camera, but she's just there for support, and we appreciate her taking the time out of her busy day, for all of us, for taking the time out to share this word of encouragement from Maddie. And Maddie, I'm getting ready to direct questions your way, but I'm going to give a little backdrop to this story. Probably it was August of this year. I received a text from a friend, Mrs. Amy Marie, that you see there below, and she asked me, she says, have you ever considered arranging hymns for a one-handed pianist? And I just kind of paused and I had to think about it. And I thought, but that's not my cup of tea. But then the Lord spoke to me and he said, he just tugged at my heart saying, your ministry, your website is a ministry to church pianists. And this is a ministry opportunity. And I realized, yes, I'm going to try. And once I started writing, I got excited, just doing something different like that. And then Amy Marie would send me videos of Maddie. She would Facebook message those. And so I could see Maddie playing, and I was like, wow, Maddie needs to share her journey of learning piano with us. And in turn, Maddie, you will definitely inspire others. It'll just happen. The Lord will use this. And I just want to thank you, Maddie, for being willing to come on camera and just share your journey of learning the piano. And I will direct a few questions to your teacher along the way. But what made you learn to decide to learn the piano?
I like the sound and I just wanted to learn how to play.
Can you explain? Now, this is a question you gave me. Could you explain to us why you are a one-hand pianist?
I was born with a brachial plexus injury, which causes my nerves to be torn from my spinal cord, and I do not have complete function of my right arm.
Now, how long have you been taking lessons from Mrs. Amy Marie?
I have been taking lessons from her for 2 years.
2 years, okay. What level were you when you started taking from Mrs. Amy Marie?
I was at level 1A.
1A. Was that Faber books? Is that what you were using then? Okay, to give us a clear, yeah, 1A, okay. And so I'm going to direct a question to your teacher. What level is Maddie now?
So we'll just go ahead and use the Faber kind of as a guide since that's what we referenced. But as you know, Faber doesn't really cater to one-handed learning or piano playing, so we no longer use that curriculum. But if I were, she would be above or be through Faber level 5.
And you started her 2 years ago?
Yes.
Wow, Maddie, that's a long way. You're doing very well. How long do you practice in a given week, Maddie?
3 to 4 hours.
3 to 4 hours, that's very good. What challenges do you think you face that other pianists don't face? Hard one.
I'd be able to reach everything, I would guess.
Yes. I noticed that. I was watching you in a video this morning, and you would just go from from position to position, and it looks smooth. You've done very well with that. And you are the church pianist, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
How long?
I have been for 8 months.
8 months. So
Yeah.
how's that going? Are you getting more comfortable with the order of service and what to play, when to play?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you play?
Yes, ma'am.
Like congregationals and what else?
I play our congregationals, the prelude, offering, some specials, and our invitation.
Wow, did you say some specials as in playing, excuse me, playing for someone to sing?
Sometimes.
Wow. Is it easy to follow the person when you're playing? Pretty much?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see you in action. Anything else you wanted to say?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to ask this next question to your teacher, Mrs. Amy Marie. For you, Amy Marie, what's it been like teaching Maddie, and is it affecting the way you teach others? What's your experience?
That's a wonderful question, and I'm going to try to condense it as much as I can. But if I had to sum up my journey with teaching Maddie, it would just be a joy. She has been a joy. She enjoys piano. She enjoys learning. She's like a sponge. When she came to me for lessons, there was some work we had to do with technique and hand shaping and fine motor strengthening. She uses her hand for everything in life, not just for piano playing. And I wanted to make sure that, you know, we were heading off injury and stress, and that she would have a long career as a pianist. And I told her then, I said, be patient with me. So we may have to take a little steps back to get you to where you need to go. And she has just hung on and trusted me. She doesn't contradict me or argue with me if I say, yeah, we need to go back and fix that. She says, okay. And she does her best to follow instruction. And she is a joy to teach. And she is a wonderful addition to the studio when it comes to my other students. She had played a piece by Jean-Baptiste Lully for one of our recitals. So, and he was, as I'm sure you know, a Baroque period composer. And she had taken on that piece, and my students heard it and they were like, wow. And then one of my students later came across that piece and decided that that student was going to learn to play it one-handed, just like me.
Oh.
So she is an inspiration to other students. And as far as how it's affected my teaching, I would say more of just my life, not taking anything for granted. Yeah. And as a teacher, it's inspired me to, at some point, this is a prayer of mine, of my heart, that I believe God will give me the opportunity to eventually write a one-handed curriculum, because there isn't any, and it is a need. And it's been something, kind of a journey of ours, Maddie and I's together, to find things for her to use that, even if it's not written for one hand, that it can be one hand friendly. And we're constantly, looking out for material. We're constantly reshaping material and arranging material. You've helped us arrange a couple pieces as well. So it's a great need. And I pray God allows me to, at least in my own way, to meet that need later on in the future.
That was wonderful. Thank you for answering that question so well, that loaded question. And for Maddie, for you, would you be willing to share your journey with us along the way, maybe with some videos or any kind of update on your progress along the way? That would be helpful.
Yeah.
So once again, I thank all three of you, your mom included, for taking the time out for this special moment to encourage so many people. So,
thank you for letting us be here.
You're welcome.
I want those who hear my story to know that with God, all things are possible, no matter how big or how small your struggle may be.